Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. Thank you, first of all, for coming along today. It is certainly a magnificent day as far as the weather's concerned on this There are a couple of apologies, if I could. I've been asked particularly to mention Sir John Holland was unable to make it today, nor was Janet Holmes-a-Court from Holland Constructions, nor, unfortunately, to make a few words. Thank you.
Highly respected engineer locally, but not just in Tasmania, not just in the state. To engineering excellence. He maintained that commitment and that passion right up until his death. In fact, literally, the dates and time looking at the bridge, they were out at the casting yard, having a look at how things were going. To talk about engineering, he wanted to talk about the challenges to the agency. He wanted to talk about the people that could help. Seeing for himself that things were still going okay. And in many ways, that sums the man. Another commitment, a commitment to emergency services, and pretty significant contributions in that area over many years. But in particular,
The Premier of Tasmania, Mr. Bacon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of all the family, I would like to thank everyone involved in the decision to dedicate the name McGees Bridge after my late husband, Rod. He would have been very humbled by this decision, but also very proud, as we all are today, especially his children, Andrew and Heather, who often remember on a holiday trip their dad disappearing down an embankment to inspect a bridge or a culvert, or to stop and have a chat to the operator of the swing bridge at Dun Alley, or to stop and get just the right shot of a heritage bridge. Rod was a unique engineer. He was thorough, very approachable, interested in other viewpoints, and prepared to try different concepts, which led him to be one of the first engineers in Australia to use stainless steel reinforcing in bridge construction. I'm sure Rod would have liked me to thank all those involved in the construction of the bridge, the local council and environmental planning group who worked very closely with Rod in the initial stages, the contract workers, the bridge engineers, the draftsmen, concrete specialists, steel specialists, and also the girls at the office who kept Rod's spirits up and kept him going through his illness.
Premier Bacon, Minister Cox, Mrs McGee and Mark, and all of you here today to help us celebrate the opening of this bridge. A very warm welcome to Sorell and the South East region. And what a wonderful Christmas present this is. And I believe we even have it wrapped with a ribbon at the end. For over a year, our community has been consulted on, informed about, and has watched inquisitively at the various stages of our new bridge. We have been amazed at the progress made over such a short time of one of Tasmania's largest construction projects undertaken for many years.
Thank you, Chris. Mr. Premier, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and in particular can I acknowledge the McGee family. I'm very proud to be with you today for the official opening of this very important transport link. This new bridge has been completed ahead of schedule, and on behalf of the state government I congratulate John Holland and Shaw Contracting on that achievement. When you consider that preliminary work began on this site in September of 2001, and a site office and precasting yard was set up near Hobart Airport for casting of the pier units and the trough girder units. Earthworks then began in preparation for embankments to support the new bridge approaches, and most of that work was completed by early December of 2001. The pile driving began in November of 2001, and pier construction was completed in August of this year. I'm assured that the bridge has been designed to last 100 years. Obviously, I'm going to have to take their word for that, but it does have features, apparently, which are an innovative design. It has not been used in Australia. Yes, mate.
Well, thank you very much, Jim, and to all the distinguished guests here, and to all the members of the community here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It really is a great delight to be here on this beautiful Tasmanian day for the official opening of this magnificent $20 million bridge, the largest single road infrastructure project undertaken by the state government for more than 15 years. We as an island community that has many rivers, inlets and peninsulas around our state rely very heavily on bridges to bring us together and to allow us to live our life both in work and in recreation. And I endorse all the words that have been said about the appropriateness of naming this bridge after Rod McGee, a man who dedicated much of his life to ensuring that the bridges of Tasmania were well built, well maintained, and served that role of bringing our community together. When the original wooden bridge on this site opened in 1874, it represented Sorell's first major government infrastructure investment, providing easy access to the town for services such as the newly developed telegraph. I dare say it didn't cost $20 million though. Of course, now in the 21st century, this bridge is an absolutely fundamental link in our state's infrastructure, both for one of the fastest growing communities that's part of Mayor Terenius's municipality, but also because it does provide a vital link between our capital city Hobart and two of the state's principal tourist attractions, the Port Arthur Historic Site and all the other delights of the Tasman Peninsula and the East Coast. In April of this year, I had the pleasure of officially launching the first of 18 deck spans to be put in place as part of this project in the presence of Sir John Holland, founder of the John Holland Group. When my government first took office in 1998, it made clear to the people of Tasmania that there would be changes to the way in which decisions about the funding of the state's road and bridge network would be determined. The reason for that is simple, because the network is a vital and highly valuable component of this state's infrastructure. The transport system is the largest capital asset Tasmania has. We need to make it work for all of us. This government prefers a strategic approach to funding decisions, an approach that concentrates on providing long-term economic and social benefits to the state. And funding since our first budget in 1998 has continued to reflect that philosophy. It does represent a new era of road and bridge management in Tasmania, one in which funding decisions are based on facts and priorities rather than political expediency. In our last state budget, we allocated more than $77 million to our roads and bridges. This new bridge symbolises the fact that the government considers it is just as important to maintain Tasmania's valuable existing infrastructure, such as roads and bridges, as it is to develop new infrastructure, such as the natural gas pipeline, Basslink and wind energy. And I might say 2 beautiful new ships as well. Apart from this new bridge being opened today, there are several other major projects around the state which are being funded or will be allocated future funding. Access and road safety for tourists, local and heavy freight traffic to northeast Tasmania through a $20 million project funded equally from state and Commonwealth sources. And of course on the west coast of Tasmania we have engineering and tourist project, the reconstruction of the Wilderness Railway between Queenstown and Strawn. This was a challenging project in many ways, but it is these do bring the maximum benefit to Tasmania, and that these benefits are spread throughout our entire... In what is often on bridge join me in unveiling a plaque to mark the opening of McGees Bridge. Thank you very much.
As the Premier and Margie McGee move to unveil the plaque, I'd just like to remind you that once this is done, there will be a trip across the bridge in the horse-drawn carriages was mentioned earlier to cut the ribbon, and then please everyone is invited to join us for a sausage sizzle and the entertainment following it. In case anyone's concerned about the helicopter, that is actually just taking aerial photographs of the day.
Well said.
So.
There you go. Well done. These are native sea cows, David, are they?
We like it.
Yeah. We'll get a photo. Never we get a... Doing so. Yeah. Our own side. On the count of three.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
People have started to talk.